Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Market Wrap. As you can see, I'm actually coming to you today from the office. I never thought in my life I'd be this excited to see Philly, but here I am. Love the office, love the vault. Even though a skeleton crew, it's great to see my friends, obviously still from 6 feet away. We've got a very limited crew here, but we are still functioning, and being on an empty trading floor is certainly better than not being on a trading floor at all. So happy to be here, great to be back. And we've got some great stuff to talk about this week because business has been picking up. So 3 watches that we love this week. The first one is a 16710 Pepsi. And again, everybody would think, oh, you know, that's just a common watch. Well, we don't see them as much as we think we would. And this particular one has a great fade, red and blue, just beautiful condition, was obviously loved. It's an older piece, but it's just immaculate. And when you get those that have faded right, I'm a sucker for GMTs, as everybody knows, and that one just hit me this week. Great to have it in the collection. I'm sure it will not last long. The second piece we got in this week is FP Journe Chronomètre Souverain, but a Havana dial. Havana dials are that brown dial, guilloche pattern, has beautiful white hands. It's just a stunning piece. They only made it for a few years, obviously limited quantities. Again, discontinued, I want to say about 1.5 years ago, and we're, again, fewer and fewer come through. Always great to see that come through. You know, I always think we have all the Journes there ever was, but every once in a while you get one in that just makes you smile and look at that watch, and it's a beauty. And the last piece is another Rolex. This one, again, a Rolex GMT. I'm on the GMT theme today, I guess, but the rose gold green. Now, when this watch first came out, I was like, I didn't love the fact that the bezel was black, the green was kind of really loud green, but that's a watch that just grows on you. And every time you look at it and you're like, yeah, that is pretty good. It's just aged great. This particular version was literally aged great, has just great patina on it. Had been sitting for quite a number of years. Great to have it come out of a drawer. We'll get that one cleaned up, and it's a great addition to the collection. Again, something that had really taken off price-wise, has now come back a little bit to market. So we're happy to have that there. Overall, the market trading has increased dramatically in the last week or 10 days. Last week was the busiest trading week we had of the year. Units were selling more than ever. We did run a promotional sale, so we had a lot of pieces on there at great values, and obviously the world is shopping online because we had huge success, lots of people buying. Prices are down. People are stepping in to buy values while the world is partially shut. It's nice to see healthy volume. Even at lower levels, we're happy with that because a trading market is a healthy market. We will get back to normal eventually, and prices will normalize at some level. Switzerland reopened this week. The factories are starting to gear back up. Patek is open, Rolex is opening up, but again, limited staffs. So they will not be up to capacity. They're probably running anywhere from 30 to 50% of what a normal staffing would be, like most of the world trying to figure out how to get back. We do think this will affect the market over the summertime. Now, typically, summers are slow time. Everybody's out enjoying the kids, enjoying the summer, out at the beach, not as much in the watch world. But I expect because there'll be shortages this year, especially on the new product, we're going to see a stability in the market. We expect prices to drop in the summer. I might not see that this year because Nautiluses, Rolex Sport models haven't been delivered in 2 or 3 months now. So once we do reopen, I'm assuming any leftover stock is going to move quickly through the market. And I think we could see some stability and even some strength on certain models. We've seen it in the last week or two. The Daytonas had dropped below 20,000 ceramics for the first time in a long time. They are now back up. It didn't take long for the market to absorb what came in. Now they're creeping back up. We're seeing the same thing on Chronometre Blues. The prices had softened up and now starting to see a bounce. I think specifically what we're seeing in the market is the really desirable, cool, special pieces are coming back very quickly. The second tier and kind of the less thought of brands are staying soft, and I think we'll see that going through in the future. So the last piece we're going to talk about is our value buys. The GMT Pepsi we talked about earlier, I think is great values. They had gotten spiked up certainly 10, 12,000. They've come back down. I think long term, when you compare that to the new versions that are trading anywhere 12 to 15,000. A really awesome vintage Pepsi that you can get sub $10,000 is a great buy. The second piece that we love is in Lange, one of my favorite brands. I've seen a couple articles lately about Lange Perpetuals. There was a great story I was reading from Langematic on Instagram talking about the great values of Lange Perpetuals. I still love that watch. Again, it's a watch that's soft. They are available on the market. They're sub $40,000. Great buy long term. I think everybody would be happy to have that in the collection. And the last piece is kind of a specialty piece, and I don't have one, but I always wish I did. The 5107 Platinum Patek Philippe. They did it for like 2 years with a black dial. It's a piece that was trading well over 30,000 for a number of years, and then they kind of dried up off the market, and then a couple of them I'd seen come back in, certainly sub 20s. I would love to grab one of those right now where the prices are down. It was done in probably a few hundred pieces ever. Awesome piece, a great black dial, stunning watch, and again, classic Patek automatic. So that's about it for this week. Hopefully we'll be here again next week. Again, keep social distancing. We're doing it here. It's really not that bad. You tend to appreciate the time you do get to spend with our friends around. Keep praying for our frontline workers, and hopefully we'll all get through this together.